The teaching, dear one, was that the soul, your true self, your God-realized self, the greatest part of you, that you are, but you're not fully experiencing, that part of you lives in absolute unity consciousness, in which there is only one experience, and that is bliss. There is pure unity, true unity. Now, in this human reality, there's multiplicity. Right? Unity means one experience. Multiplicity means multiple experiences. Duality means two experiences. A lot of human beings say this world is duality, but that's not true. The world is not black and white. No, the world is every shade of every possible color, including every shade of gray. This physical reality is multiplicity. Right? Not duality, multiplicity. Okay? Now, we talked about duality because that exists as well, but duality exists in your mind, and you determine where the line is drawn, because the duality of the mind is judgment. Now, we're sharing the same reality with you, right? You're looking at this channel's body, this consciousness is part of himself. You all have higher selves as yourselves, please understand this. It's who you truly are. So, duality, dear one, is where we draw the line in our own psyche. And the line is good and bad, desirable and undesirable. Now, you said, when are things going to change to be on the other side, right? All these human beings, we're all living in this world. It's been a tough 2 years. There's been so much restriction and repression and fear and darkness. When is it going to shift to something good? Well, to be honest, dear ones, that's your decision. If you ask us, we've had the most blissful of a year. We truly have. We've been so blissfully happy. We've created so many wonderful things. For some of you, you're experiencing those. You joined a group that we created during this pandemic. During this time of great, great fear, what did we do? We celebrated ourselves in great, great happiness, in great love. Not to fight a pandemic, not because we were told to stay at home. This program was created long before the announcement of the first experience of this virus. And so, duality, dear one, is not something that exists in the world. Multiplicity exists as the world's forms. Unity, singularity exists as the deepest part of yourself and the deepest part of creation. And in between these, there is a human psyche that has been conditioned to believe in duality. So when we awaken beyond duality, this whole non-dual movement, it's actually just learning about our own mind. It's really, dear one, just about learning where we draw the divisions in our own way of thinking. You see, dear one, I can call you a bad person. Now, please understand I never would, but I could call you a bad person. Does that change the color of your hair? The shape of your skin? The bone structure? The clothing you're wearing? Does it change any of the various colors and shapes and even bodily smells that you're producing right now? Not at all. I can call you a bad person. Does that change any of the emotional frequencies that you are? No. So my duality is very personal to my own mind. So you asked, when's the world going to change? Well, the world is changing, yes. The world is changing, but when's our duality going to change? Well, that's up to us completely. The world changing is up to all of us, but my state of mind is up to me. So, I've been so heavily conditioned in my mind. I've been given these walls that create my belief about who I am and what the world is. I've been so heavily conditioned in my mind that I believe this world's a bad place. We even love the virus. Now, we don't love the virus because we want people to suffer from the virus. Please understand us. We love the virus because it's serving mankind. Now, why is the virus serving mankind? Well, there are many, many reasons. It's brought human beings closer together. It's made us care about each other more. It's made us open our eyes and ask ourselves, how am I living my life? Many of you have heard so many stories about the virus. Some stories saying, oh, the virus is trying to hurt you. Some stories saying, the virus doesn't exist, but the people are trying to hurt you. Right? Some people saying, no, the virus is evolving our immune system. We're all getting more intelligent as a physical body with its immune system response. Right? Some people have created all sorts of different stories, and we are free to choose what we want to believe in, what we want to act upon. Now, you've also been conditioned to believe that there's one truth and everything else is wrong. But we're here to tell you, dear one, that that's a false idea. That's a false idea. You see, the idea that there's one truth and you have to agree with me is what religions and governments have done for thousands of years, is it not? You have to believe that there's one idea, you have to believe one explanation, you have to believe one science, you have to believe one solution. Right? So if you don't believe in my God, off with your head. If I tell you you are God, off with your head. Right? You're not allowed to say that. Why? Well, it's not about the truth of the belief, it's about, dear one, the desire of agreement. To form a society, people must agree to uphold similar beliefs. That allows them to co-create together. And as these groups of people come together, people, of course, want to be the most influential because they want their desires to be created. The wealthy, influential, successful people in the world are simply the ones who've got cooperation from other human beings. That's all it is. They got cooperation. Maybe everybody wanted a telephone, right? Everybody wanted to talk to each other over long distances. So whoever created the telephone became the wealthiest man in the world. Right? Maybe we all wanted to take a nap, right? So whoever created the mattress, oh, we love them, they become the most successful person in our group. Any experience we want that we agree with gives creative success to that person. So we all have our desires of what we want, and we want everybody to agree because we want those desires to be spread throughout our reality. It's like that with belief systems. Right? If you believe me, then my version of reality becomes your version of reality. That's all it is. What if mankind, with its limitless God potential, started all believing together that viruses will never make us sick? Because our body is enormous and the virus is tiny. Because our body is so intelligent and the virus is the simplest of organisms. What if every human being would start believing, truly believing, that we can't get sick? We tell you what would happen. Illness would be removed from the planet. Because you're that powerful as creators. Now, some of you may say, well, that's just absurd. This young man doesn't know what he's saying. We would tell you, look at the examples. Look at human beings that you may know in your own life who tell you, yeah, I don't get sick. And you say, what? Why don't you get sick? And they say, because I don't believe in sickness. Wow, they don't believe in it. They truly don't. And thus they create a reality in which their body does not get ill. Right? Now you might say, well, that person, they're going to die. And we say, well, yeah, because they believe in death. But they don't believe in sickness, so they don't get sick. Right? You are so powerful. And in this dualistic mind, you can place the line of good and bad, right and wrong, true and false. Because you're looking at a multiplicity in which everything exists. Everything exists. Your unity consciousness, you're creating infinite intelligence, infinite form, infinite possibility, and you decide what you're attracted to and what you wish to reject. You decide what is good, and then you move towards that and create with that. You decide what is bad, and you move away from that, and that leaves your reality. You are so powerful. You are so creative. So, is 2021 going to be better than 2020? Well, every human being has to ask themselves that question, and then go on the journey of choosing where they draw their lines. Because if we love you and we love everything, we're going to have a fabulous year.